track, baby! Welcome to the BurnYard, bitches! So if you're wondering what the BurnYard is, it's basically our new home for slaying tires, crashing cars, jumping trucks, and doing all the dumb stuff we did at the Donut Garage. Don't think of it as a replacement. This is just a new home to do new things and make people do stupider things. Is that a word, Teague? Stupider. Can you fact check me? So one of the best parts about the BurnYard is it's going to evolve just like the Donut Garage did. This trailer thing, I think we're gonna lift it up and maybe try to get cars to slide under it. We got meth row over here. We got a sky deck. There's a couch zone for the VIPs. You can see John's head popping out of there. Container chicane.
It really just kind of makes you transition into the next spot if you hit that.
That's an electrical box that we turned into something that looks like an obstacle.
It's been hit about 15 times already.
We got a new spot. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. And our first guest is the one and only Chuckles Garage.
Hey, do you remember how to do this?
Do what?
It's been a while.
What are we here for? I forgot.
That thing.
That thing.
And before any of you guys comment and say, well, you guys already had Scotty on the show, we've seen the truck. This thing changes more than anything though.
Yeah.
It's not even the same truck that it's been.
Whole new car.
Since he's been at our shop. He's been to Pikes Peak and redid this thing like 3 times. So I want to learn more about it, and then I want to see what he could do in our new space.
Welcome to the BurnYard.
What's up, bud?
What's going on, man?
How are you?
Good. Keep the dogs and foot rubs here. There we go. Power. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm Scotty from Chuckles Garage, and this is old Smokey F1, and this is like the 5th version of it, fresh off our Pikes Peak 2018.
Your front tires are bald, man.
Yeah, so these are the slicks from Pikes Peak. I didn't get a chance to change them out yet, but we got some treads on the back. It doesn't matter. They'll be slick soon anyway.
So what is it? What is it?
This is a 49 Ford F1, full tube chassis, 5.9 liter Cummins turbo diesel, twin Garrett turbochargers. You got the GTX 70mm and the GTX 58mm.
Well, goddamn.
This is a really small setup. This was for Pikes Peak.
I was gonna say, did you lower the engine or something? Because
No,
I
these
remember they
turbos-
were like...
Yeah, these are like half the size of those crazy things we had.
Okay, so what's the difference between what you had on there versus this? Like,
Well, we did have a, what I just took off was a 106mm atmospheric and an 80mm manifold charger. But now we've got a 70 and a 58.
okay, so it's a little more just easy.
Yeah,
boost.
it still makes 1,200 horsepower, but it makes it like
How much torque? Or you can't even measure torque on a dyno, right?
double what the horsepower is. It's like 2,000 pound-feet.
Damn. What engine is this? Is it a 24 valve Cummins?
5.9 common rail, so it's like 2003 and up. They went to the common rail injection system on it.
What's done to the motor?
Everything. Carilla rods, coated Mahle pistons. It's got a Gorilla girdle on the bottom. ARP
who?
head studs. Gorilla girdle.
What the hell's that?
It's a big girdle that holds the crank from flying out the bottom of the motor.
Oh,
So
okay.
something bad happens.
Yeah. It just makes so much torque, and there's so much angry in there that you gotta like.
This is just so fascinating.
Yeah.
Just seeing a turbo power a turbo.
We got the custom air raid filter here.
You got
You gotta have
Motons,
gold.
man?
Yeah. So
Is
we
this
got,
the only Ford F1 with Motons in the
I'm
world?
pretty sure this is the only Ford F1 with 3-way Motons on it.
God.
So they custom made these for the truck. They got I think they're 22mm shafts on them. They're really big.
Oh, this wasn't an off-the-shelf application?
No,
Shocker.
right here.
I mean, aside from the body, there's nothing else.
No, this is it's just body panels over it. Chassis.
So one thing I'm actually really shocked about is, so you had a little mishap at Pikes Peak.
Yeah. Just practicing going into engineer's corner, and I left foot brake, and I made a really bad stab at the brake, and I missed it.
That's racing. Shit
right
happens.
off the edge, yeah. We loaded it up after I got out of the hospital, drove it straight home, fixed it in 8 days, and drove it straight back, and got back in time for qualifying.
You're insane. But you still managed to find another patina front end.
So I put that out. I put that out on the internet universe and all that's good stuff. And then next thing I know, 2 days later, I had guys showing up at the shop with.
Dude, power of the internet rules.
This front end is off an F2 or F3, the big 1.5-ton dually truck.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you see, but the fender well on it is huge. It's for those big dually wheels. And now the tires don't rub anymore.
So it's basically a wide body kit for you.
Kinda, it's like a 1949 wide body.
Look at this big old sway bar in there, spline sway bar.
Yeah, we use a NASCAR style sway bar on it, so you can just swap it out really easy.
How much boost did you say you were pumping through this thing?
The 106 millimeter Garrett, I don't even know because my gauge wouldn't read it anymore.
Wow.
But our old dyno testing for Pikes Peak, we were at a tick over 100, like 101.
Wow, that's insane. Let's go out back. I mean, first off, this triplane massive APR wing is utterly insane.
So this truck is nasty at speed. It doesn't want to stay on the ground.
Didn't have this wing on it, you think it would just...
Well, like I said before, this thing makes, 2,000 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah.
And to keep it down, you got to have some extra weight back there. So this thing makes a couple thousand pounds of downforce.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so this is definitely an off-the-shelf unit.
I like those little blades though.
Well, you don't walk into Pep Boys and get your tri-level carbon wing.
Well, it looks like a complete tuning nightmare. There's so many different things to change.
Well, so the cool thing about this truck, again, I don't care about drag because it has so much torque. So I just put it maximum attack. And,
Right.
You know.
That means that it's gonna push down the most as possible.
Yeah, and then if you check out on the front, to even out what that thing is doing, it's got a full carbon fiber under tray and carbon fiber splitter. The carbon goes all the way back into the splitter.
Wow. Have you changed anything from the Build Bio episode you did on the bottom side?
No, it's the same.
So if you want to know any more about what's going on the bottom side, go watch his episode of Build Bio that we'll put somewhere.
I just noticed his differential is as big as my engine.
Yeah, so that's a winner's quick change.
The extreme liner, yeah, that's quite possibly bigger than a rotary.
That's a 10.5-inch ring gear in there.
God damn.
And then right now for this episode, the gears in it are 220 miles an hour.
So you're gonna put down 200 mile an hour wheel speed on this?
Put some wheel speed down, yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna watch out because I don't really feel like getting a 220 mile an hour rock in my face. So.
Where's I got that?
Yeah. We got the Autometer competition dash, tons of gauges,
Boatload of gauges.
You got that Sparco full containment seat.
What is this your gear selector?
Yeah, that's the.
Oh, okay. I see the mechanism back there now.
So
I was
we use
kind of confused where that was.
It's pretty slick. We use a B&M shifter back here, and then a little lever that I made at the shop up top. So it's an automatic transmission, but full manual valve body.
Okay, what trans is it?
It's made by ATS.
Oh, okay.
And it's a 47 RE, but it's full billet input, output, everything. It's out of a Dodge truck.
Okay, cool.
I really love these adjustable door panels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
You gotta save weight.
Yeah, but I just think that's
Steve's points.
This is really cool.
So you got a whole diffuser here. You're not worried about blowing up some of these tires and taking that thing out?
If I do, I do.
It's part of the game, baby.
Yeah. What do we got going on back here, meats wise, wheel wise?
In the back, these are made by 1552. These are 18 by 13s in the rear and 18 by 12s in the front.
13?
Yeah, 13s in the rear, 12s in the front.
God damn. So what type of tire is this? This thing is meaty.
That's a 335.
Holy shit.
335 30/18s.
I did not think that those were going to be that wide.
You didn't have to disrespect us like this. Like, you can give us a little. Like, I like being the, oh yeah, my wheels are always wider.
No, sorry, bro.
Well, Don's bored as hell, so we got to get to action.
He just wants food.
Peanut Gallery!
know not to bring slicks next time.
Yeah.
Can't turn.
No, yeah, those things are not.
I'm glad you stuck with it because those last lines were sick.
Yeah, that
I
was
was trying to get some good lines
That was-
down, but I was like, every time I go to steer, I was like just pushing. I'm like,
I
at the rear.
don't know that you could put anyone else in this truck and do any of that stuff that you just did. So
Thanks.
yeah.
You guys talk too much shit, so I have to touch something.
I believe we call that scumbaggery.
I got scumbag.
Yeah, it's been a while. So is this the part where we wrap this?
I think it is.
That's a wrap!
We're waiting on you, dummy. Come on, man. We're trying to finish this episode.
Get back in here.
He's so not impressed.